Right, welcome to Lost in the Lakes review time. This is a slightly different one, not in the usual place. We're out on the fells. We're on a little known place called Little Cockup, and it's misty. It's a misty morning. So I've just spent the night in the tent, and I thought I'd do a little quick review on the tent. So this is a TerraNova Southern Cross 1. It's the one-man version of the Southern Cross. Now, let's have a look on the outside. Okay, so this is my pitch. It's kind of on a side of a hill. Top's just up there. So just sort of shading from the wind. This pitch is, I can see why this is quite loose here. These tent poles have had to go in so deep, so much of a deep angle because the soil's only that deep, but it stood up. Right, okay, this is probably where a tarp tent would struggle because you need that tension on the guy ropes, and overnight these have just become loose. So this is kind of as it is, you know, reality. This is after one night of being in the tent. It rained, or it was raining when I put it up, and you know, this tent, it stays quite taut. It's what do they call it? Semi-geodesic, with this external part. Pretty much, there's quite a lot of tents that have this kind of design, but I like this one that has this extra pole that goes all the way around for stability, and that really, you know, really gives it some stability. So the wind's going this way, cutting through. At the moment, probably talking 10-15 mile an hour, and it's just ever so rippling. Some lightweight tents, they ripple quite easy. So it could be pulled a bit more taut, but again, this is reality. This is, you know, you can see how loose that guy rope is there. This is as it is, as it is. If anyone wants to know, there we go, TerraNova Southern Cross 1. So these tents, this is the newer version, and there's only slight differences. I think it's this little hood bit, so when you're inside you can have a little vent, and then if it's raining it gives you a bit of waterproofness. This is kind of an idea of what the vestibule's like. So that's my gear there, that's a 60 litre backpack there. I've got my food and still got a fairly bit of a vestibule. You can actually, it comes with all the pegs, so you can actually peg that bit out, so it gives you more vestibule inside. This can also be rolled back, so it's got the tags. There's the other bit there, but in the morning sometimes I just like to clip it back like that, and then it just gives you some room. So inside, again, this is reality. Apologise for the mess. I've actually let my bag down. So this is a regular mat. So that's right to the end, and then this side here, you've got about maybe 20 centimetres of space. But on this side here, you can see how much room you've got. This is all my kit, and it's again just all thrown in there. So you've got pockets here. Let me just drop my phone in so you can get an idea of size. That's an iPhone, and yeah, they're quite good. They are a bit sort of saggy, but you know, it's a tent pocket. So right, so the vestibule, let's bring this down so you can just reach up on Sometimes if the tent's wet, this is quite annoying because you get a wet arm unclipping them. So this is with the vestibule down. So you do have enough room here for sort of cut. You just have to be organised, but you've got enough room for your tent. Usually stick my boots, if you've got this pegged out, and get my boots down that end there, and then it gives you enough room. So you've got, again, this little flap here, so if it's raining you can still have a vent. You've got vents on both ends here and here. They can be thinged up there, which is good. The vents on the outside are part of the guideline, so even though there is Velcro, yeah, it's Velcro that stops it, that closes them, if you want the guidelines out, you have to have them open. So this is an inner and outer up at the same time. You've got this door here. So you've got this door here. If you do that, you can also have a little fly mesh. I think this is what they call the no-seam mesh. Again, just done that with one hand, so shows how easy you can do it. And that is, it's a good old vent there. So in summer, if you've got this open at night and this open, you get a nice bit of throughput of wind, if there is any. So again, this is zippered both sides as well. This version of the Southern Cross also has a little pegging point there. So you can, which you haven't done yet, oh, if I can get out, you can actually get a pole, a walking pole or something, and get that guide out, so it gives you more of a vestibule. Right, let's have a look. Wind test. Okay, so if I just come back here, the wind is now blowing at about 15 mile an hour, so you can see how tight it's actually keeping itself. Wind is going that way, and yeah, so these ones as well, you can actually get them to tighten up a bit more. So if you put the pegs, if you put the poles in the second one, which I haven't done yet, it does actually tighten it up even more. And as you can see, that peg's just not doing anything. So it's pretty much freestanding. So the wind's picking up a bit more now, probably looking at 20 mile an hour. Your sort of average hilltop wind. And it's sitting quite nice. Again, this guy's still loose. I suppose if I tighten it up. These little sort of things work really well. So these little tensioners, you can just grab hold of them, pull them up, and it tightens up. Right, so problem is this peg, you can see it's actually starting to come out, so I can't really get that so tight, but I'm that confident with this tent that it's gonna stand. You know, it's there's the sort of profile of it. If you think the wind's going like that, it's going to cut through the wind quite well, so it gives you just enough. The only downside is it's quite low. It could do with being another inch higher. Right, the wind's picking up now. It's definitely 20 mile an hour now, and you can see that's just holding nice and tight. So with the headroom, this is with the mat blown down. So when you've got a mat that's, you know, that thick, I'm 5'8", and I've got maybe that much headroom. So with the mat, I'm actually touching it, and you get nothing back that way. It comes off quite sharp. But if you want, you can actually sit forward in the vestibule, and that gives you more, like maybe another 2 inches, another 5 centimeters more headroom. But for me, it seems to work quite well. I will be, for winter time, looking at getting maybe the 2-man version of this, or having a look at a 2-man tent, just because you're spending more time in the tent. But for summer, although this is a 4-season, I guess it might be 12 to 15 hours in the tent with the door closed. Might feel a little bit claustrophobic, but yeah, fine. And again, summertime, any weather. It was windy and misty last night, and I was really confident, even though the pitch wasn't that great. I was really confident that this thing's going to hold. I do have an MSR Hubba, which I can use, which gives me more space up at the top. But for confidence, when the weather's a bit changeable, this is definitely the tent. Right, that's been the Southern Cross 1. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.